Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to review 10 word banknotes under the UV light. So let's start with our first banknote, that is Maldives 5 Rufiyaa. This is front side of Maldives 5 Rufiyaa without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light and see if there are any special marking that are visible under the UV light. So this is how it looks under the UV light. There's pattern in the golden color that is reflected in the bottom here, you can see, and on the top as well. Number 5 is visible, and the sequence number of the bill is visible on the left side. This number 5 is only visible under the UV light, so that's a good security mark that is only visible under the UV light. Let's check the back side of Maldives 5 Rupiah. This is the back side of Maldives 5 Rupiah. Let's put the back side under the UV light to see if there is any special marking that is available. So this is how it looks under the UV light. There is no special marking on this bill that is there under the UV light, or that is getting reflected under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill, that is Brazil 1000 Cruzeiros. Our next bill is Brazil 1000 Cruzeiros. This is the front side of this bill. Let's put this bill under the UV light to see any special pattern that is visible under the UV light. There are no patterns available, only random small spots are getting reflected on the front side of this bill under the UV light. This is Brazil 1000 Cruzeiros. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is the back side of this bill, that is Brazil 1000 Cruzeiros. Let's put the back side under the UV light to see if there are any special patterns here. There are no special patterns that are visible, only the random small golden spots are getting reflected under the UV light. Let's pick up our third bill. Our third bill is Philippines 20 Piso. Our third bill is Philippines 20 Peso bill. This is the front side of the bill. Let's put this bill under the UV light to see if there are any special patterns that are visible under the UV light. This is Brazil 20 Piso. There is serial number that is visible under the UV light. Number 20 is getting reflected. There are some random pattern on the right. On the left, serial number is here, you can see, that is getting reflected under the UV light. This number 20 is only visible under the UV light. So this is a good security marking that is visible only under the UV light. Let's check the back side of Philippines 20 Peso now. This is how the back side of this bill looks. Let's put the back side under the UV light to see any special marking under the UV light. There are no special markings, only the random small golden tags are visible under the UV light. No special marking are visible. Let's pick up our fourth bill. This is Macedonia 10 Denari. Our fourth bill is Macedonia 10 Denari. This is very beautiful polymer bill. Let's put the front side of this bill under the UV light. Oh wow. This bill looks beautiful under the UV light. You see some golden light that is visible. Half peacock is visible under the UV light. And number 10 is visible, and then some golden pattern is visible under the UV light. Number 10, let's check whether it's only visible under the UV light. Yes, it's only visible under the UV light. So that's a good security mark that is only visible under the UV light. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is how Macedonia 10 Denari looks on the back side without the UV light. Let's put the back side under the UV light to see any special pattern. There are some ultraviolet patterns that are visible under the UV light. You can see here, golden pattern is here, number 10 is visible. So this was the back side of Macedonia 10 Denari under UV light. Let's pick up our fifth bill in the row. Fifth bill is Sedlabanki Island 10 Nor. Sedlabanki Island 10 Nor. This is the front side of this bill. Let's put the front side under the UV light to see how it looks. This is how the front side looks. On the bottom I can see the serial number is visible. On the left, serial number is visible. There is a special signature that is visible under the UV light. This was Sedlabanki Island 10 Nor. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is how the back side looks without the UV light. Let's put the back side under the UV light now. There are no special marking that are visible on this back side of this bill. No special marking is visible under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill, that is Philippines 10 peso. This is the front side of Philippines 10 peso without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light. This is how it looks under the UV light. Serial number is visible under the UV light. Number 10 is visible, and serial number is visible on the left side also. Let's check number 10 without UV light. It's not visible without UV light. It's only visible with UV light. So that's a good security pattern here. That's visible only under the UV light. Let's check the back side of Philippines 10 peso. This is how the back side looks. Let's put the back side under the UV light. There are no special patterns, only random dots are visible on the back side. No special marking is visible under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill in the row, that is Vietnam 2000 dong. This is Vietnam 2000 dong, front side of Vietnam 2000 dong. Let's put this bill under the UV light now. Serial number is visible on the top, you can see here. Random markings are visible under the UV light. Let's check the back side of Vietnam 2000 dong. This is how the back side of this bill looks. Let's put the back side under the UV light. There are no special marking, only random dots are available under the UV light that are getting reflected. These are also some kind of security marks, you can say, that are visible. Let's pick up our next bill, Singapore $1. This is front side of Singapore $1. Let's put the bill under the UV light. I can see on the top right, serial number is visible. There's one pattern is visible. On the left side, serial number is visible. This special pattern is red in color without UV light, but it's golden in color under the UV light. This is red without UV light, golden with UV light. Let's check the back side of Singapore $1. This is how back side looks without the UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. This is how the back side of Singapore $1 looks. No special pattern is here under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill, that is Malaysia 1 ringgit. This is the polymer bill, Malaysia 1 ringgit. This is the front side of Malaysia 1 ringgit. Let's put it under the UV light. Oh, there's a golden flower that is visible, and the pattern is visible under the UV light. It's a golden flower. On the top there is a marking available. You can see here under the UV light. Let's check this pattern. This is red in color without UV light, and it turns golden in color under the UV light. So that's a good security mark. Let's check the back side of Malaysia 1 ringgit. This is how the back side of Malaysia 1 ringgit looks. Let's put the back side under the UV light. Oh wow, this has a very good security marking that is visible. There's one deer on the top, number 1 is there, and there's a pattern, serial number is here. There's a very beautiful pattern in red color, and number 1 is there on the pattern. Very beautiful reflection under the UV light. Oh, that pattern is not visible without UV light. You can see this one. This one is not visible without UV light. So that's a totally different pattern that is visible under the UV light. And deer is also not visible without UV light. It is only visible under UV. These two patterns are only visible under the UV light. So let's pick up our last bill in this part, that is Indonesia 2000 rupiah. Our last bill in this video is Indonesia 2000 rupiah. This is the front side of this bill, Indonesia 2000 rupiah. Let's put this bill under the UV light. 2000 is visible under the UV light. There's a pattern on the right side. There's a line, ultraviolet line is visible under the UV light. So this line is only visible under the UV light. That's a security pattern that is visible only under the UV light. Let's check the back side of Indonesia 2000 rupiah. This is how the back side of this bill looks. There's a serial number that is visible. This red line is visible under the UV light. On the left, serial number is visible and golden color is visible. Red marking is only visible under the UV light, so that's a good security pattern. Otherwise this red line is visible but it is silver in color, so that's a good security marking. So guys, if you like this video, please share and subscribe.